What do you mean it's all?
If I have to jump in, I'll jump in.
Okay, so we're recording, but we're not live. But while you're watching this, it's going to seem like we're live, but we're not live because it's recorded. So what happened, just so everybody knows, we have the podcast here at the Warrior Healing Center for the Veteran-Owned Business Network every Thursday at 5. And it was not an internal problem here at the Warrior Healing Center, but it was actually the service that we use for the live streaming that is having technical difficulties. So for this week, this Thursday, we're recording this.
Yep. You're
not live,
Good.
Which means if we're recording it, we could delete. If you say something wrong, I can go in and delete. And we do still have Eric in the background, even though now he doesn't have to do any of the technical stuff. But he's going to show his face.
I got a free day.
You got a free day. You don't have to do nothing.
Snow day.
Yeah. I shouldn't let him off the hook. Oh, anyway, so my guest, our guest, not my guest, our guest tonight is Tommy Kelly. Say hi, Tommy Kelly. And the business that he hasn't opened yet, but the business that he's opening here in Cochise County is quite unique, to say the least, and especially for this area. For a small town like this, you're bringing in kind of a big city business, to be honest.
We hope so.
Something you would expect in a big city. So, you want me to tell them, or you want me to announce the business?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the name of the business is Theater on the Move. And it is actually going to be a theater.
Correct. Yeah.
And we're not talking a movie theater where you're just going to, we all have those. Those are everywhere. We're talking a live stage performances. We're talking New York. No,
Broadway.
Yeah. We're talking. So, he's bringing this to Cochise County. I'm not to Sierra Vista because you're going to be located in
Huachuca City.
Yeah. And tell them the location. I think everybody knows that location.
Yeah, it's 290 South Huachuca Boulevard, Huachuca City. Everybody knows it as Ray's, which was built in 2010. I bought it last year, and we've been spending the last year doing the paperwork, remodeling, and getting it set up. The remodeling is done. Now all we have to do is clean it up, set up the tables and chairs, get our liquor license approved, which we're anticipating is probably the middle or the end of November, and then get stocked. And then we'll be ready to open probably in March. We'll probably be ready to open earlier than that, but I wanted our grand opening to be our very first show. I just didn't want to open it to the public and have them walk in and just sit down.
Right.
So I just wanted the grand opening to be, our very first show. And it'll be the end of March, and we're looking forward to it. It's a full musical called Destry, A Gal and a Bad Guy. It's a melodrama, and I wrote it, wrote all the songs. So
really,
I wrote the lyrics. We're using some music that we developed and some public domain music. So we're really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
So it's a musical theater play.
Yeah, it's a full musical like you see on Broadway. We have people that come out that have never been on stage before, to people that have done 30 years of stage work. I've actually had 4 professional actors in our shows, but we run the gamut from no experience to a lot of experience, and everybody does a great job. It's a lot of fun. We just have a lot of fun putting the shows together.
Have you already cast everybody?
No. What we do is we do auditions. How we normally run the show is that we'll probably start advertising auditions sometime in November for the end of January, and then I'll continually put something out that says, "Hey, reminder, we got auditions coming up." We put it on Facebook. We put it on the radio. We put it in the newspaper. We have a website that's pretty close to being finished, so we'll post it on the website, and then I have an email distro list of about 130 people. And so we send that out to folks. And so everybody networks and all gets spread out. So
there's basically a community of actors, actresses that that you can tap into and say, "Hey, I've got this show. Are you interested?" And then you find out, and then they have to still try out. I bet.
Yeah, they come out. We have veterans that come out and do a lot of shows with us, and we get a lot of new folks that come out. So it's a real good, and plus the new folks that come out, they bring, their family and friends. So the word kind of spreads as we get newer people to come out and do shows. But
so now I got to ask for all the people out there watching this that live in Huachuca City, Sierra Vista, or anywhere in Cochise County, if they're an aspiring actor or actress, could they audition?
Our auditions are open to anyone. Anyone can come out and audition. We do not have specifications that you have to be a talented singer, talented dancer. You got to have a resume that you've done X amount of show. Anybody can come out and audition, and we are pretty good about getting folks out to fill our shows. A couple of times we've had to, beat the bush because we've had a shortfall. But we go out there and ask guys, "Hey, you know anybody?" And they'll say, "Yeah, I got 2 guys." So they come out, and we usually fill the shows pretty well. But so for everybody out there, you don't have to be talented in the sense that you have to have some resume that you've ever done theater before, or you're a singer or a dancer. It's just,
but you got to be able to act. They got to be an actor.
We do that every day. Everybody does that every day.
Yeah,
so.
you got to be an actor.
But we get we get folks that have never been on stage before, and they just. One example was we had Steve Stockholm used to be at the Herald, and this was back in 2017, I think. He came out and covered our shows, and then this particular show we were doing, which is Harvey, the rabbit with Jimmy Stewart, and he said, I've been watching you guys. It just seemed like fun, so I'm going to come out and audition. Well, we gave him the lead as Elwood P. Dowd, the Jimmy Stewart part. Never been on stage before in his life, and he was absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
He just knocked it out of the park. Yeah. And then he moved. After that show, he moved. He went to Phoenix, and, he got a job up there. But he's still in community theater, I think. But that's the way it is. I mean, people come out thinking they got to be some sort of, talent. You don't have to be.
The young people wouldn't know about Harvey and Jimmy Stewart, but that would be a challenging role. That movie is a classic.
Oh, it is.
And to even think about you're going to step into the foot of, or step into the, not the foot,
feet of
step into feet of Jimmy Stewart and try to, amazing. I have a story like that too. When I was in college, I was involved at President of the Classical Society, and I produced a play, and we had a young student that played the leading role of Oedipus Rex.
Oh, wow.
And you think, okay, that is a role that requires incredible drama and acting. And the young kid was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, it just stunned me how good he was. And he was from a junior college in town that had come and I want to do this play. Phenomenal. And
we get that all the time. It's really it's fun to watch when you do auditions and then you finally cast the show and you bring them in for the first night of rehearsal. Nobody knows their character. Nobody knows the story. Nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing. And so when you do your first read-through on stage and you're getting it blocked out and everything, it's really just people just walking around reading lines. They have no clue. But then when we get close to opening night, you just see a transformation because it goes from, I don't know what I'm doing until the cast clicks, and it becomes a really, really fun
Instead
show.
of, I got to remember my lines, now it's like, ooh, I get to say that line.
That's right.
That I've been preparing. And, This is incredible. I mean, this is something that everybody in this area should be anticipating, like the song. Anticipation, right?
Or the ketchup.
Can we play? No, we can't legally play the song. I know. I can legally sing it. I don't know. The 10-second row. No, you don't always sing it. Yeah. Anticipation. Because okay. I'm reading the card right here. Nice business card. I'm reading it. Dinner theater. So you're going to serve dinner.
Well, we will not serve. The place that we bought is called the K Palace Theater. And we have our building sign up now. So when people drive by in Huachuca City, they'll see the K Palace Theater. And then we'll have a monument sign or a street side sign, which will go up probably in the next couple of weeks. But we will not be serving dinner there because I didn't want to have a kitchen and I didn't want to serve food because that puts you in a different category for health reasons, costs and stuff. So we'll have a beer and wine license and we'll have non-alcoholic drinks, probably serve popcorn. And then if we decide to do a dinner show, we'll cater it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, we'll just cater because there are a couple of restaurants around here that I really
cater.
like. In fact, we've done shows in the past that have been dinner theaters, and we've catered them. At Village Meadows Baptist Church, they actually have a kitchen, and they actually prepared some barbecue, and they serve the barbecue as a dinner. Pam Anderson at the Landmark has catered our shows.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, so we're looking forward to, occasionally having a dinner show.
Okay.
But not all of them will be dinner.
So they won't all be, but some will.
Some will,
so.
and there'll be some we may just serve hors d'oeuvres or maybe just candy. I'm thinking we did a Christmas show where we just had desserts.
Mm-hmm.
And you go up there and you get yours and you pay for it and you take it back to the table and eat it. And people really liked that. It was a Christmas show. So,
yeah.
So that was nice.
So there'll be variety not only in the plays. Now, how many plays in a year you think you can actually
We're
produce?
scheduling to do 5 shows a year. 4 with adults, and then we're going to have 1 children's show.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
We'll do that in the summer. And the first one that we got coming up this summer will be Aladdin. It's a children's show. But I write all the scripts. And so this first one we do is called Destry, a Gal and a Bad Guy, which is a comedy, melodrama, musical. And then the next one is going to be called Home Sweet Nursing Home, which is about 4 senior ladies who knew each other when they were teenagers in New York City back in the 30s, haven't seen each other for 65 years, and they all meet at this one nursing home, and they don't know who each other are until a person finally says something that only that one girl used to say, and they go, and then they realize who they were. And it's another comedy. It's like the Golden Girls, but it's Home Sweet Nursing Home, and it's just a really a good story and a lot of fun. And then I did a spoof of Indiana Jones. It's called Raiders of the Last Crystal Temple, another comedy. And then we're doing Aladdin. And then we do a spoof of James Bond. Instead of Goldfinger, it's called Gold Digit. So we have a lot of fun with it. We write our own shows, and we just have a lot of fun with the shows. And so I think the audience is having a lot of fun with it too.
So here's the rule. I'm putting out the rule right now. Okay. Because all you out there, you have to support small businesses, and you especially have to support veteran-owned small businesses. And when I support, I mean that means you go back. You don't go once and go, oh, that was fun, and then 3, 4, 5 years later, you decide, oh, we should go back because they're not going to be open, right? You have to have continuous business in order to stay open. I know this firsthand. Okay, so 5 shows in a year. I'm going to say that comes, I'm not real good at math, but that comes out to about every other month, every 2 months, you got a new show. That means you need to be attending this theater at least 5 times a year. You got 5 different shows spread out throughout the year. They're going to be fabulous. We want to keep this business open and going and successful because, again, it's unique and it's something a little town normally isn't going to have. And you're bringing something wonderful to the area. So 5 shows a year. I expect you to go to 5 shows a year. That's my rule.
And then we'll also rent the place out. I mean, people want to have a wedding reception, a birthday, a business meeting, because we have a good audio-visual system up there. We've got big screen TVs. We've got a tech table in the back that will run everything as far as lights, microphones, and everything else. So we think it's going to be a pretty good audio-visual setup for the show, and people can use that as they rent the place. And then we'll look at trying to bring other events on. I mean, there may be a musical act we bring in, or maybe a band we come in, or we may do karaoke or something. So it's not just, doing the live shows and then we have a break and then we do another live show. I mean, hopefully we can have people renting the place. Mm-hmm. We can have people coming in doing performances. So We'll see how it goes. Hopefully this will catch on and we'll be really busy.
Yeah.
Really busy.
This is exciting. This is something that brand new to the area. Great for date nights. Great to get out. A great reason to get out. It's like, oh, what are we going to do this weekend? oh, wait a minute, there's a play going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, right here in Cochise County, I don't have to drive all the way to Phoenix or Tucson to go do this type of entertainment. Like I said, big city entertainment. That's what I'm calling it. This is big city entertainment coming to Cochise County right here in Huachuca City. And that's amazing that what you're doing.
Now, there's not only actors we look for. We look for guys who want to help out on tech. We have a what I call our tech team. I've got one individual a guy named Barry Nelson, who's been doing it with me for 6 or 7 years. Very talented guy, and we've had other people come out to help with lights. But with this setup, we're looking for folks to come in because we don't want to have just one person, because you got that single point of failure. You need kind of a bench. So anybody out there that's interested in working lights or working computers with big screen TVs, or working editing and sound, or working backstage as a stage manager, or helping out with costumes, props, whatever. So you don't have to come out to be on stage. You can come out to help out with all the other stuff that goes on backstage. So we really encourage people, and we've got some good feedback for people who want to come out and help. We've got 5 or 6 people that said, I want to come out and help with your tech. So once we start auditions next year, then hopefully we'll see those folks, and they'll say, I can do sound, I can do lights. I said,
now,
okay.
I know people are going to ask this question, so I'm going to ask it.
Okay.
For the audience, I'm going to ask the question for you, okay? So for all these people, the people in the plays, the backstage hands, all that, but are volunteers, or is there any pay?
Volunteers.
Volunteers.
It's all volunteers.
Got to ask that, because people are going to ask that question.
Absolutely.
Is this
Absolutely.
a volunteer thing?
Yeah.
So, but that's fun. I mean, this is like something you've always wanted to do. Then you got an opportunity to do it right here.
And locally. We do. We have actors that come out that say that very same thing. Says, I've never acted. I got no experience. I said, that's okay. He says, I just always wanted to do it. Yeah. I said, you're in the right place.
Yeah. You're
in the right place.
So this is your opportunity. Yeah. And this is just what I'm really excited about you doing. Now, you're on it now, but we've got to have you back on the show. And we had the technical difficulty. So this isn't live. We're recording it, so we have something. They're going to get that fixed, obviously. Well, it's not here. It's the system. But I got to have you back on this show, is what I'm saying, before March. I'm going to say like February. Or in March.
Probably do it earlier than that. I mean, we can probably do it either December or early January, because we can talk about auditions, and then we can talk about the show.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're going to start auditions. Yeah. Okay. Remind me again when the auditions are going to
start. The auditions will be the second and third week in January, and then we rehearse February, March, and then we do the show the last 2 weekends in March, first weekend in April, which is actually Easter weekend. No, it isn't. Easter, I think, is on the 9th, so I don't think we go into Easter. I got to go check my dates. But yeah, it's the last 2 weeks, March, first week in April is when we're going to do the shows. And then we'll do auditions for the next show, before we get done with this show, and then we'll go into the next audition.
I got another question. I just thought so the show, we're looking at the second half of March, but you said the building itself will be ready before that.
Correct.
And you said that the building is available for other events.
That is correct.
So if it comes around January and I want to rent the building for an event way before March, a yes?
Let me think on it, because here's the thing. I kind of wanted the grand opening of the theater to be our very first show, and I was kind of reluctant to have like somebody come in and rent it for a wedding reception or something. I just wanted to kind of be when it opens the door for the public, it's for that first show.
Okay.
Then after that, we're available to do anything, Well, and the key for me is it's got to be family friendly. People ask me all the time, says, hey, you're going to have comedy acts. I said, I don't know, because most of the comedians today are not family friendly. They're not Bob Hope or Red Skelton. So if they're family friendly, then I would look at their act and consider it. But it's got to be something you can bring your kids to.
Well, then I will ask you the same question like in the next time you're on. because then about having other
Okay.
events prior
Okay.
to your grand opening.
Okay.
And I can understand why you're thinking that. You want your grand opening to be the first, the special.
Yeah.
This is my first time kind of thing.
Yeah.
Your first kiss, it's like, you don't forget that, right? So, but so think about that, and then we'll ask again when you're on in January, and you can give us an answer, a final answer.
Yeah, and we'll have all this posted on the website. Hopefully we'll have the website up in a couple of weeks. I just reviewed it yesterday, and it's just getting some dates changed and doing a couple of minor things. But I think in a couple of weeks we can have it where we can publish it, and that'll have all the shows, all the audition dates, all the show dates, and then we'll have information about events.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a form out there you can look at, which is going to be our rental contract. And then you'll have a schedule that shows, okay, I want to have a wedding reception. I want to use the K Palace Theater. I want to use 15 April. So you can go on there and says, it's booked for 15 April. Or you can just pick up the phone and says, hey, I'd like to rent your place for 15. I said, it's open. You can use it. Or, no, I'm booked.
Okay.
You have to look another day.
This is exciting.
This
is big. This is big. I mean, we had Doc's Watering Hole on here, one of our earliest shows.
Yeah.
That was a big opening, right?
Yeah.
You're up there. I mean, you're like, okay, this is not a small venture. This is a major venture that you're bringing into the area.
Well, the other thing too is we looked at how we could connect with other businesses, kind of, support the other business. And I started going around and talking with the food truck guys. And one of my thoughts was, and I haven't confirmed this, but one of my thoughts is that maybe I can get a couple of the food truck guys to come and support a show so they can park out,
Mm-hmm.
On the lot.
Sure.
And depending on what the show is, depending on what the food would be, and says, hey, you can come and sell your food before each of the shows. And then maybe say, okay, if you want to rent the parking lot for a day, you guys can set up in my parking lot where I don't have anything going on, and you can sell food there, because there's about 25,000 cars that pass up and down Huachuca Boulevard every day.
Yeah.
And so when you see all those food trucks parked out there, people may want to pull in.
Yeah.
And so, that was an option to do. And I'm just hoping I can, especially catering, if you look at catering, there's restaurants around here you can ask to support that. And I won't take, I don't take a percentage of the food. I mean, if you own a restaurant and I say, hey, I want you to cater my show, and I say, okay, I'll charge $20 a plate or whatever you're going to charge. I said, that's all yours. I don't say, give me 5% just for, no, it's all yours. You take all the money for that. So
fantastic.
There's so many options out there. You just don't know what you don't know until it happens. Hey, that's a good idea. We should do that.
Yeah.
So we're excited about it.
I bet.
Yeah.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
It will be. Yeah, it will.
It's already been a lot of work, I imagine. Just having to
rebuild. It took us about 8 months to remodel.
Yeah.
But the guys did a good job, and I'm happy with it. And we're just getting all the housekeeping stuff done. Stocking. Getting paper towels, getting napkins, and getting all that stuff. The biggest challenge now, next biggest challenge, is just getting the license approved and then stocking the bar to get the bar ready to open. And once we do that, and hopefully I'm thinking by the end of November, first part of December, we should be on a pretty easy glide path then. So it's just a matter of fine-tuning some stuff.
Wow.
So, we're really excited about it. I mean, we go in there almost every day and do something, polish tables, sweep the floor, move cabinets around, clean out the back, go up on the roof, make sure that nothing's leaking, that kind of stuff. So I just want to get into doing a show. Last show we did was September 2021, and so it's been over a year. And I said I need to get back into doing a show. And
you got a brand new location.
Yeah.
I got to pause for just a minute. You have to apologize to me, but right behind you is a jacket. I got to point this out because I have made this comment several times in the past that we had the Army, we got the Marines down here, we had an Air Force shirt, and we didn't have Navy up on our wall. And I came in today, there's a Navy jacket. See, Navy, if you don't, Navy ring. So We have a Navy jacket on the wall. I just wanted to point that out because I've made a big deal about it in the past. So we now have that. Somebody came in and donated it. Whoever it was, thank you very much. Of course, this is I keep forgetting this isn't live. So I looked over to see if we had any messages. I'm like, not yet. So,
there's one thing I gotta say. I gotta give a shout out to the team that works with me. I mentioned Barry and Tess Nelson have been with me since 2015. They came out to do a show because they do line dancing and Irish clogging, and they've been with me ever since. He's my tech guy. And then Dale and Beverly O'Shaughnessy have been with me from day one back in 2013 when we started talking about forming Theater on the Move. And so Dale and Beverly were my first tech team. And you talk about the Stone Age. I mean, we had to set everything up ourselves, but they did a marvelous job. And then Dale builds all my sets. Beverly does all my graphic design. And then about 2 years ago or so, they got into the acting bug. They got bit by the acting bug.
Yep.
But anyway, Dale and Beverly O'Shaughnessy, Barry and Tess Nelson, they're my advisory board. They're my business associates, and they've been with me from day one. And it's just, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in this position now. They're just great people, and they do a lot to support me.
I think.
Thanks, guys.
You just got recognized. All of you.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to be successful on our own.
Oh, it is. And then I
People
have to
realize
thank,
that,
and you have to thank the veteran actors that come back and do show after show with us because they are so loyal and they do such a wonderful job. In fact, I'll send out something about an upcoming show and I'll get, what's the dates? And I said, and I'll give them the date. He says, I don't know if I'm going to make that. I said, you better come out and do the show. Cancel whatever it is on your account. You come out and do the show because they're such wonderful people, and it's just a lot of fun to work with them. So to the cast that have come back and doing shows with us, thank you.
Yeah. So it's a community business in a sense because your audience is coming in there, and it's local people a lot of times, maybe not all, but local people that are in the plays volunteering their time and their talent and their time and their talent to put on these shows for us, the audience.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it's like it's a business, but it's also a community service in a way. Does that make sense? That's how I'm looking at it.
I agree.
It's a community service,
yeah,
and a business at the same time. So again, we're going to support this. I know me and my wife are going to support you.
Yeah, you're spot on.
We're going to support you. We're going to attend the shows. It's going to be exciting, and I can't wait.
You're exactly. We provide a venue for people that, they've had this desire, this dream to, be on stage, and they know they're not going to go on to Broadway or be in a big hit movie or anything. He says, well, this is a venue I can go out and see what it's all about. And then they come out and they get bit by the bug and say, oh my gosh,
I want to do one. I want to be
more than happy to come out. More than happy to have you.
No, I'm talking for your audience.
Oh, yeah, then it's something for the audience. The audience comes in here, it's something that's different to do. It's fun, exciting. You can relax, take a couple hours out of your busy schedule and just relax and unwind and forget about the problems of the world. And just when we close the doors, it's nothing but fun. And
I think you should have the popcorn.
Oh, the popcorn. Now, there's a little treat. There's a little treat coming with the popcorn, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Because when you come to the show for the first time, you're going to see it and you're going to go, oh my gosh. So, yeah, we will have popcorn. That's all I'm going to say.
Huh.
Come to the show if you want to.
Eric, I need your help. We got to get this out. I'm an interrogator. We got to get this out of him.
That's right.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not going to do that. So it's going to be a surprise.
It will.
It
won't be a huge surprise, but it'll be something unique that people say, oh my gosh, that's nice.
Okay. Okay. I won't pry it out of you. Okay. Can we pry it out of him in January? No.
You can't pry it out of him now, but,
you gotta,
a little bit more.
You gotta come to the show.
Yeah.
Come to the show and you'll and then after the first show, then the cat's out of the bag. I'll know about it then.
Yeah, well, of course we're guilty of that too, right, Eric?
They'll just have to tune in and find out more.
That's right. That's right. And we do that every week. We go, so Eric, who's going to be on the show? Or he asked me, one or the other, who's going to be on the show next week? And we're like, You got to tune in to find out. So yeah, we do the same thing every week here. We never announce who the next guest is going to be. So
well, see, there's something that you should have brought up because Robert has the Ruby's chocolates, and you approached me a month or two ago about doing a chocolate wine pairing, which you're doing with.
We are doing it.
Docs.
The docs.
So there's another opportunity when I'm talking about linking up with other businesses. Is that I would really like to do that. I don't know how do we set that up. I'm just not familiar with. That's why I'm going to come to your place come to Docs on the 23rd because I think that would be a good event to have for our location. So
yeah, no, we'd love to do that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's real easy. They're real easy to put together, but it's fun. It's interesting and enjoyable.
Oh, sure.
I mean, you go gourmet chocolates and good wine. I mean,
and I'm thinking we could have a performer there. I mean, we'd have somebody performing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Eric will do a song and dance for us.
I understand Eric was a professional and championship pole dancer. Was that true?
I was young. I was stupid. I needed the money.
I needed the money. I'm telling you, I'm willing to put money on that Eric could act. I'm willing to put money on it.
Hey,
I could act up. Could play a part.
Everybody can act. Everybody can act. It's just a degree how good you are, but everybody can get on stage and play a part.
Yeah. And just don't overact.
Oh yeah,
that's the worst.
We've never had that problem.
Never
had that problem. Yeah. Everybody does a very, very good job.
And you look at movies and you talk about in the old days they talked about B movies, right?
Oh yeah,
the ones that are low budget and stuff. And you're like, and you always say, okay, these actors are overacting, and that's why it's a B movie because they're overacting, and they don't realize by doing that you're actually not doing a good job of acting. It's got to be kind of natural. You just got to let it flow.
It's a lot of fun for us because we get to the point where we think a show is not coming together well, and we have a saying that says, "It all works out. It all comes together," and it does because you can be close to dress rehearsal and it's oh my gosh, this is going to be a disaster. But when that curtain opens.
Really?
They're on.
Really?
We had a show, the very first one we did, and I thought we were going to be the shortest lived business in the world because it was back in 2014. We did a thing called Sierra Sam and the Tomb of Gloom or Have You Seen My Mummy, which was a improv spoof of Indiana Jones. We opened on a Thursday. Dress rehearsal was on a Monday, and it was a disaster. And I told my partner at the time, I said, we are going to go out of business after this show. We are not even close to being ready. But Tuesday night, the next dress rehearsal, it all came together. And then when we opened it, it was a huge hit. Everybody did a great job. And that's the way every show goes. I mean, you kind of have those moments where you go.
Did you do a play one time? It was at the Chamber of Commerce?
No.
Building? Okay.
That was, I think it was the Fault Line Players.
Okay. Me and my wife went to that one.
That was
play.
the Fault Line Players.
Yeah. And, okay. That wasn't, and I was curious because I didn't know who that was.
Yeah. We've done 2 shows in Bisbee, 2 shows in Tombstone. We did 3 years at Village Meadows Baptist Church. We did 3 shows at the mall. And then Windermere. We did 3 shows at Windermere and 1 at Knights of Columbus. And we just said, I'm just tired of asking permission to do a show somewhere.
Right. And you're like, I'm going to get my own building.
Yep. And I said, now I've got my own place, my own schedule. I can do whatever I want.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
yep. That's nice. Yeah. And you can have it set. It's kind of like this studio,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you walk in and it's, turnkey. You walk in and you're up and running. You're not like, oh, well, this isn't going to work because where's the bathrooms? Kind of thing. Are there any bathrooms here? I mean, it's just, I'm because we've been doing this this is our 9th year. We've done all these shows. We started in 2014, and so this will be our first time in our own permanent home. But it's like we really think word of mouth is going to help us out. I think when people come to the shows, I think they're going to be impressed with the building and the theater, and I think they're going to be impressed with the shows. And I think
that word of mouth will be a big boost to us. I mean, I'll still do the advertising, but I think the biggest plus for us is when someone tells their neighbor, their coworkers, and says, "Hey, you got to go to the Cape Palace Theater, man. That is so much fun." That's what's going to
definitely. And we've tried lots of different advertising for our business, and I'm convinced that you're right. The word of mouth is the most important or even effective. I mean, there's been one other advertising that was pretty good, but a lot of the traditional advertising, we did a TV ad. It didn't help at all.
Wow.
I mean, for a month, we were running TV ads. I paid for it. That really didn't affect anything.
Wow.
It's like, so word of mouth, been that way, since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Since the beginning, I'm sure even in the Roman Empire, businesses were successful were word of mouth. Because I know they didn't have TV or radio, so they counted on their that we know of. Maybe
well, it's good for us because it's right there on Huachuca Boulevard, and so when we get our street sign out there, and we've got our building sign up now. I mean, people drive by. I mean, you get 25,000 cars a day driving up and down that road. And it's like that's a huge. I mean, I hadn't even thought about when I first bought the building that somebody says, "Are you going to get the Benson crowd?" I said, "Benson." He says, "Yeah, it's only about 25 minutes from here. That's an easy drive for them." And then, as luck would have it, there was a lady that I saw on Facebook. I don't know how I think she just appeared on my Facebook somehow, and she was singing "Old Lang Syne," and she lives in Benson. I heard her voice, and I went, "Wow, that's good." So I sent it to a friend of mine. I said, "Tell me what you think of her voice." And she came and said, "Oh man, she's great." So I sent her a note and says, "Hey, I'm doing theater, etc. Love to have you come out." Then I saw that she was from Benson. I said, "Ooh," but she used to do musical theater, and she jumped on it.
Wow!
She came out to our first audition, and before I postponed the show. But she's her and her mom are all for this, and she has got a gorgeous voice. And so and we did our last one, Killer in the Shadows, and we had at least 6 singers there because one of the part of the show was we had 3 female singers that kind of did the Andrews Sisters. And so we sang 3 1940 songs as part of a 43 radio murder mystery. And the 3 ladies, we had 2 of them. We needed a third one. So we had 5 or 6 ladies come out and sing, and they all had really nice voices. And we finally decided on one. But I'm hoping these ladies come out as well. There's a lot of talent out there. So
yeah, boy, he just reminded me that it's a musical, right?
It is.
He just reminded me because I can act, but I'd go audition and then I'd sing for him, and he would be like, "Robert, thank you for coming by." Thank you for coming by.
Auto-tune.
Well,
lip sync.
Yeah,
lip sync.
We'll call you.
Well, see, I have to make sure that this show gets cast because sometimes when we don't get enough people, and I'll fill in. I prefer not to be on stage. I'd rather direct it, but I'll go on stage so we don't have to cancel. Or someone quits, 2 or 3 weeks in, so I have to fill in. I can't do that on this show because most everybody has to sing, and I don't sing. You do not want to hear me sing.
So you couldn't even audition for yourself.
Even if somebody quit, I said I cannot sing the songs they have to sing. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I need singers. And dancers.
Can we sing memories? Now I've been to.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, Robert.
It's good to memories. I've been to one Broadway play, and it was that one, Cats.
Oh, really? Yeah, I have not seen that one.
I got to. That was the only time I ever got to go to a Broadway play in New York, and it's Cats, and that's the one I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And I got to do it.
Yeah,
that's some good people that was a Christmas gift. Gave me the tickets to Cats, and it was wonderful. I mean, the theaters. And again, I think there's a lot of young people that probably have never ever experienced this.
Yeah.
I mean, TV, movies, theater is a whole different form of entertainment. It's totally different.
And what we do with a lot of our shows is we have interaction with the audience. I think it's fun. It's fine to go to a play and they do it. They open the curtains, they do their lines, they put on a good show, and then they close the curtains and you say that was very good. We like to have fun on stage. That's why we do comedies and we do melodramas or we do silly murder mysteries or spoofs. That way you can kind of have an interaction with the audience sometimes. And we've actually done murder mysteries where the audience takes part in it, and they have to guess the murderer. So we interact a lot. The Killer in the Shadows that we did, we had a lot of interaction. We had, we give giveaways. Like part of the show, the radio show that we did, we were doing a radio murder mystery, was that we did a giveaway as part of the radio program. And so we were given just almost gag gifts, but we would call out the red ticket. We gave people a ticket when they came in and said, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and says, oh, that's me. And you give them just a simple, gift, but sometimes it was a gag gift. And it was just the idea that you could bring them up, let them get a gift and have fun with the audience. So, and then there was a couple of times where we've actually brought an audience member into the show where we act like, oh, somebody whispers in my ear and says, hey, so-and-so didn't show up. I said, oh my God, they didn't show up. And you act like an actor and you just, ladies and gentlemen, we just had an actor not show up. Give us a moment until we figure this out. And they're all going, oh my gosh, what happened? Then you say, I need an audience member to come up and take the actor's place. It's only 2 lines, but it's crucial for the next scene. So you get an audience member say, I'll do it.
I do.
And they'll come running up. Yeah, they'll come running up. You get them briefed backstage. Here's your card. Here's your lines. They come on and do their thing and walk off. And
That's funny.
That was great. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's great.
So it's an interaction thing. It's just not, straight play. It's
gonna be a great experience. And again, we have to have you on the show again. I'm gonna. Well, we actually almost did a full show with all the delays of the technology delays that we had, which killed the live show. But Eric, we got to get this fixed by next week, though, right?
Oh yeah, we'll have it fixed by next week.
Because who do we have on next week again?
Oh, I don't know. Let me ask the person who would know that. You.
Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out next week, and hopefully we're back live next Thursday. And again, this has nothing to do with Eric because it wasn't a tech problem here at the Warrior Healing Center. It was actually out out in the web world. The program that we were using just we checked it. We actually went to their website and it said they were having technical difficulties with the streaming. But appreciate you coming and being patient.
Oh, that's quite all right.
Because we were down for a half an hour before we even got to record it. So we were just.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I want to come back.
You got to come back.
Hey, thanks.
And then when you come back, you'll be closer to opening. We can talk more about the cast and the actual show itself. And,
we can talk specifics about the actual times and dates and cost of tickets and all that stuff. So.
Yeah. And remind people this. I mean, if you got that bug,
come on out and join
us. You got an opportunity to do something that maybe you've always kind of wanted to try, and it's a lot of fun. I know I actually did it just real quick in college. I was part of a group called El Teatro de las Cucarachas.
That's a mouthful.
Do you speak Spanish? That's the theater of the cockroaches. And we did plays for high schools and grammar schools, and it was all about dropping out of school, drugs, gangs. So they were pretty intense. It was all improv, pretty intense stuff. And we would get these kids pretty, riled up because of the subject matter. But we were hitting home, about this stuff. And it was a lot of fun. We had a director that went on to go to Harvard. He was at Chocolate, who was just incredibly talented, and it was just a blast. It was a blast.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. It's a good outlet. It really is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you do. You just when you see that the audience, when you get the reaction while the play's going on, and then afterwards.
Yeah.
Afterwards they come up and go, oh my god, that was incredible. And then I would even, people in town, you're out getting gas, and they would, my stage name was BeThere, and they would like, BeThere, hey, hi. I was like, yeah. And anyway, you gotta check it out. We will cover this on part 2 live in January. We will schedule you sometime in January. It's a deal. So for now, what?
But until next week, when he knows who's coming next week, but he ain't telling you,
no.
You got to tune in next week.
That's right. That's right. And
and maybe we'll be live. Maybe we'll be Memorex. I don't know.
Yeah, we should be live.
As long as Robert's not singing.
Right. I'm not singing.
No request for Robert singing.
Memories.
Unless his wife makes him do it, then yeah, that's cool. Man.
What? I mean, Barbara Streisand sang that song. Why can't I?
Yeah.
There's
no difference.
Well, one.
Anyway, so thank you for being patient with us and understanding that we weren't able to do this live, and that you're going to see this show after the fact on Facebook or wherever you go to see it, but it's going to be out there. And again, thank you, Tim Kelly.
Tommy Kelly.
Oh, Tommy Kelly. I messed up.
So close.
I was so close.
He was just testing me.
Yeah. Tommy Kelly.
Test the guest.
Theater on the Move. That nice business card.
The K Palace Theater.
Yeah. In the former Ray's building in Huachuca. Everybody here, if you don't know where Ray's is, then you're blind. I mean, because like you said, everybody's driving up and down, so you're blind. Everybody knows where the building is. You can't miss it. And it's a great location in Huachuca City. It's probably one of the nicest buildings in Huachuca City.
Yeah, it's a nice building.
It's a nice building. Always liked it. So until next week. See ya. Warrior Healing Center. All right. We're going to record, just hit finish. Yep. There we go.
And that's where I come in, so get the...
Yeah. Finish. Bye.